Glad I got all that in.
Forsake him. Trying to reach his ultimate with no ultimatum. Proverbials conveying my verbatim proof operations.
All right, everybody, welcome back to MMA Mondays with your favorite hosts of the Pride Rules MMA podcast. This podcast is brought to you by 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, and 2 Minute Warning Sports 360. I am your host, the Reverend Tommy D. Joined with me, finally, by my whole co-hosting panel.
Yo, it's talking shit already, bro.
El Professor Omar Sangareem, am I right? And the happy casual, the freckle-faced assassin, the only guy who misses a show when his fucking guest comes on, Chris Gucci. What's up, boys?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Right on the heels of a great night.
It was a great night and an action-packed combat sports weekend. You had, a Titan FC and Bellator on the same night. Jose Shorty Torres successfully defending another belt. He is ranked number 20 in the world over some UFC fighters and does not have a UFC contract.
I think that we're all aware that he's going to be fighting his next fight in the UFC, though.
I would fucking hope so.
No question about it.
I would hope so, considering he dusted this dude in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It was
he's
like,
the real deal.
mean, they fly the guy in there because, like Shorty said, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 do not want to fight him. So they fly this guy in there from Colombia, and he gets dusted in the first round.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Chris?
I didn't get to watch it, but obviously, I saw what you posted about it. That's the extent of it, but I knew he was going to dominate that guy. Knew 100%. Yo, I honestly think that number 20 is too low for that guy. If he fights in the UFC, he's probably going to get a top 10 opponent. Kind of like, I don't want to say like Gaethje got a top 5 right away, but I think he deserves more than a top, he'll probably get a ranked guy. Tim Elliott came in and got a title shot right away. He was a champion.
Well, he had to win the show.
Yeah.
He had to win the show. Omar, what do you think?
I think that he's going to have more of an impact on his division when he first starts out in the UFC than Gaethje did. I like Gaethje as
the division
exciting
is
fighter.
Starving for talent.
Yeah, it needs it. He could really feasibly, if he strings, I want to say, the over-under is probably, 2 wins? 2 solid, really, really, emphatic wins that I think he can do. With the right matchups, he's knocking on the door for title contention right out the gate. 2 wins maybe even before the end of the year, if they're emphatic. If he drops people or if he catches, if he cinches something up quick and he's not hurt, stays healthy, still trains, comes on the podcast again to get good juju.
Yeah,
and then he'll be fine. That's the secret.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna keep our ear to the ground for that. Unfortunately, our buddy Liam did not come away with the W this weekend. He got leg kicked to all hell.
It's fucking terrible.
By his opponent. I never saw anything like that. Like, that was that guy's only game plan was to leg kick.
That was like the Dos Anjos Diaz fight. Like, that was hard to watch for me.
It was tough.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was only going to be a matter of time before Liam dropped. And, when he dropped, my heart sank. I was just like, oh, man. Because you could tell he just couldn't fucking take it anymore.
Yeah. And to be honest, hats off to the other guy. Because that's not an easy guy to take
Liam,
out.
And this is how classy Liam is. He took right to social media right away and said, it's fair game. He fought a terrific fight. He did what he came out there to do. But Liam was trying, man. You know what I mean? He was trying to get him to come to the ground with him. The guy just was not having it. He was not having it. He just wanted to stay steady with the leg kick. So hopefully Liam's not going to be out too long. I know he's expecting his first baby. He's been posting those pictures on on Facebook and Instagram. So congratulations for that. And hopefully we see him back in there soon. Aside from that, Bellator was a decent card, to put it out there. It wasn't anything spectacular, but I don't think it was meant to be. With the Matt Mitrione and Country fight.
The most anticipated rematch of all time. Don't you be talking crazy about whatever.
Were you guys happy with the outcome?
You pretty much buzzed that one. I have no comment.
It's a dub. That one's a fat dub. Jesus.
It's kind of important. So because I know a lot of people were saying that it's important in Bellator right now.
I know, but you know my dismissive nature with the things that
I know, but I
can't get behind it.
People were saying that they weren't happy with the decision. What do you think, Omar?
Well, considering we're on a Pride Rules show, I'm always going to be more of a proponent of whoever comes closest to actually finishing the fight emphatically instead of chipping away, I guess. So that last round, for me, made it a draw.
That's the interesting point you made, but it's in regards to another fight, which I know we're going to get to. So I see.
I'm full of segues. I fold stuff into things.
But I don't
like
want
a Chinese man in the
flow. I know Tommy always gets on my case when I fucking jump ahead, and it's something that I'm working on, Tommy. Not really.
So
new year, new you. I like that.
So what did you think, Chris, of the decision? Did you agree with it?
I didn't care, really. I didn't even see the fight. So are you? I think that I tried to fucking lead on. I tried to lead to that point by saying this should get buzz. You're just not fucking picking up on context clues over here, bro. Or you just don't care about putting me on the spot.
I just don't care. It's something that we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Fair enough. So in other words, yes, I didn't watch this fight. I didn't do my homework on this fight, but there's a reason for it, and the reason is because I didn't give a fuck about this fight. It's that simple. I did the research on the Liam fight. I just didn't give a fuck about this fight.
You see, what's interesting to me is because Matt Mitrione is calling he's calling Roy Nelson like a dirtbag cheater. Omar, since you watched it, what do you think?
Well, come on, man. I mean, can we? Is gaslighting a term that our fans are well aware of? I mean, or am I the only one who's dealt with mentally crazy people in my life that I've had to look up what that means? Basically, in a nutshell, it means you're trying to kind of, shine a light on somebody else to distract from the fact that you're a piece of shit. I really don't. I've never liked Mitrione. He sounds like somebody that would try to rob me at a bus stop, or a truck stop. I would just be afraid of a guy with a raspy voice like that. And that
I don't really particularly care for either guy either. So,
I can tell.
But Roy Nelson's not been a dirty fighter his whole career. All of a sudden, he's getting dirty. No, come on.
Well,
because
he's a veteran.
Yeah.
No, because Mitrione was saying that Big Country was hooking the fence with his big toe.
Well, Big Country has big toes.
So come on, bro. I watch that. That happens every fucking fight.
I've done that in the gym. If we're near the wall, you're damn right I'm going to put my legs up there to try to sink in a fucking arm triangle. Especially if you're a higher belt. Fuck you. I'm trying everything I can.
Fuck that.
I don't give a shit. Get out of here. I'm sinking in fucking guillotines, like doing a half back handstand from the goddamn padded wall. I don't give a fuck. All right, if you don't see it, I tapped you. It's over. All right, that's just veteran savvy.
Is it safe to say that we're going to see the bad guy obliterate Roy Nelson? Because that's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Who?
Chael.
The bad guys.
No, but didn't Chael advance? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't Chael get the winner of this fight?
Yeah. So did Roy win? I'm confused. He fights Mitrione.
Oh,
he said obliterate Roy Nelson.
Yeah,
no, you
my
said
bad.
Chael. Oh, okay.
Tommy.
I'm fucking confused.
I'm looking at
Yo, Tommy.
I'm looking at Fat Boy's picture here, and it was just sorry.
Endorsed by Popeyes.
Good call,
which
Omar,
I enjoyed
because
yesterday.
I wasn't paying attention because I don't give a shit. So good call, Omar.
Yo, I try to keep it somewhat on the rails, and you know you're in for a bumpy ride when I'm the guy that's trying to keep it on the rails. But no,
yeah, what do you
I
think?
think Chael.
Do you
No,
think Chael beats him?
Chael gets obliterated.
You
It's too
think
big. Yeah, Mitrione's too big. I'm sorry.
I think that.
Unless,
I mean, I could envision like a wrestling
Snooze fest?
situation.
another lay and pray.
A little fucking lower leg hump action for
see that?
for like 12 out of 15 minutes.
Jokes.
Yeah, I know, and
He
I
gets
know
arrested for money laundering.
Heather Hardy's been getting lambasted for her performance that night. I mean,
Come on.
when a fighter's got to come out and apologize for a boring fight, that's more along the lines to appease the fans rather than what they actually feel.
Yes.
You know, this is a girl who, in her last fight, had her face rearranged.
Yeah, she took. Yeah, like that was one of the. That actually is up there, probably a top. I wouldn't say top 5 because I've seen some gnarly shit, but that was a top 10 cut I've ever seen in MMA. That shit was fucked up. Fucked up.
So it doesn't surprise me if she's going to come out there a little bit more cautious. That doesn't surprise me at all, and I don't think she should have to apologize for a performance where she's going to be a little bit more cautious. It's not like she's been in the MMA scene for years. I mean, she was a boxer. It's a completely different story as she saw.
Who's talking shit? I mean, we all talk shit, so I you know, it's easy. I've talked plenty of shit about boring fighters, but at the end of the day, I mean, Curtis Blade said it best. You know, this is what I like not getting hit more than I like not getting booed. You know, like I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm not getting punched in the face to please you.
Well, because in today's mixed martial arts, it's not how skilled you are. No. It's not how many people like you and don't like you on Twitter that get you what you need. It's not a game of skill anymore.
Yeah, but we can establish the fact that it is a game of both. It's both, and you got to understand that that's just life, Tommy. Like that makes the sport what it is at the same time. You know, it's on another level now. These fighters are
I know. That's why
now.
CM Punk's getting a second shot against Mike fucking Jackson.
Punk. You know what? Good for the fucking 9 other or the 18 other fighters or 19 other fighters, however many other fighters are fighting on that card. That'll probably get exposure because CM Punk's on it. You know, like look at it like
happy.
that.
They're happy that he's on the card.
Look at it like that instead of being a fucking bitter fuck.
Oh God. Oh,
it's bad for the sport. No, it's bad for the sport. But let's talk about something that's good for the sport. Let's talk about something that's great for the sport. So as you heard a couple weeks ago, we had my coach, Josh Madama, on to come on and, you know, tell his story and also to promote Matt Serra coming down to Madama Jiu-Jitsu for, I mean, Omar, you know this from having UFC fighters in your gym. When they're coming there to do a seminar, a $30 donation is so cheap compared to what these guys usually get to come in and do a seminar. And he did
Matt
the seminar
Serra, I would have dropped $100. I would have dropped easily $100. Yeah, and it still would have been a steal, right? Like it still would have been good to see. And from what you told me, didn't he drop some crazy knowledge, some wild business?
But the most important thing, they were able to raise over $2,000 for the Save Animal Shelter. That's pretty awesome.
How much?
Over $2,000.
Damn,
I'm crazy.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
At $30 a pop, that's a lot of fucking people. Do the math.
You saw the picture I sent you. It's on our Instagram.
Legit.
Yeah, that was a whole fucking gang of you motherfuckers.
And
it
that
really
was
was.
A lot of people had to leave because, unfortunately, traveling from New York, it doesn't matter if you leave on time. You're hitting traffic. So he was late.
Easily.
So a lot of people had to leave after he first got there. But, you know, to warm up, we had Renzo Gracie, black belt, Joe Earhart in there showing some great X-Guard stuff before Matt got there just to get us a little bit warmed up. But it was a great event. And he's a savage. He is an out-and-out savage. So we got Kareem on the line. Kareem's got to get.
Kareem sounds like
he's
fucking in an airplane. Right?
Yeah, bro.
Kareem's leading the country.
Kareem always brings the ruckus, yo.
I love it.
I am right now.
Kareem
I'm
comes
sorry.
in fucking guns blazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry for any coughing or anything that might pop up while I'm talking.
Sounds like you were just hitting
Like
the fucking
gargling
bubble.
dicks. I got throat ache.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. God damn it.
It's just terrible.
So that's great. So now, since I was working with Kareem yesterday,
I don't
he's
give a
sick.
fuck.
So now I'm going to get sick. Wonderful.
Okay.
Absolutely wonderful.
In other words, when
What's
Tommy
up,
says
Kareem?
they were
No,
working
it's not
together,
a sick,
Tommy means
it's not a sickness, you fucking
Tommy means
crybaby.
they
I
shared
got
a milkshake
allergies, so I'm
after
all
practice.
stuffy.
It's not a sickness. It's a fucking curse. Jesus. He's like, I rolled a D20 to break it, but it didn't
the
happen.
same allergies that we hear him
You know,
knocking rails
see-
every time he calls in.
Oh my God.
listen,
It's
Tommy's
fucking
always
guy.
complaining about something.
Keeps him
He
alive.
was ready to
more
make
than-
fun of me.
He's mad.
He was ready to
he's
make
mad.
fun of me at this seminar because my leg
He's
hurt because I'm
mad.
doing everything with a fresh
He's
tattoo.
mad
And
because
every
you
chance he
ate-
get, it's my knee, my knee.
No, he's mad because you drank more than half of your share of the milkshake you guys shared after practice yesterday.
That's what it was. Fed each other
Listen,
strawberries.
I'm a little
like, yeah,
bitter.
go fuck it.
I am a little bitter. I didn't get to stay. I am extremely bitter. I didn't get to stay.
Yeah, man, definitely sucks to be you.
I am extremely bitter.
Oh.
And Tara knew it too. But I mean, what are you gonna do, bro?
I would-
Tax season.
Yeah,
We gotta get our taxes done. So what's up, bro?
Yeah, just, of course, calling in real quick while I'm still alive and breathing to touch on a couple of things. First, Eddie Cummings' replacement and EBI cleaned house. Shout out to
How
John
fucking nuts
from the
is that?
Young Kohai.
yeah, I saw
Let's
that.
stay on that. How fucking nuts is that? The guy he's Eddie Cummings' training partner goes in there and cleans house. How the
Yeah,
squad
he wins
has
the
to
world
be
championship as a
Yeah.
fucking placement.
the squad has to be the scariest group on the jiu-jitsu scene. I don't think anybody there's nobody
Yeah,
touching
it's about to get worse. If you guys don't know or don't remember, Nicky Ryan threw out a challenge to one of Eddie's top 10 Planet Black Belts, who I believe at first wasn't responding, but then was requesting, I hear, a $10,000 flat rate fee, meaning $10,000 to do the match, whatever happens, which is, to me, ludicrous. Like, you're obviously scared of the kid, and, who wouldn't be? Like, Nicky's dangerous.
Bro, get that money,
So,
bro. What are you talking about?
but
I don't blame you. Get
instead
that
of-
money.
They've been trying to provoke him in, I think Gordon Ryan's been going around, hitting people up, trying to, drum up some interest, drum up some money. I think they're up to about $17K at my last check for this guy if he subs Nicky, if he wins. Different people are throwing money at this thing, anything they can to get this guy to come out from under his rock and face Nicky. Now, this is not me shitting on Eddie Bravo, who's amazing, or 10th Planet as a whole, but
Who is the guy?
this guy seems
the
like
guy?
a Puss McGruss.
This is more
what is
Kareem taping up playing for the home team because he's definitely,
Listen, no,
He's
I would
loyal.
dude, I use a few different rubber guard techniques myself. Eddie's system is crazy. I'm I love rubber guard, and I mean, truth be told, it's not something you really should be picking and dabbing at. It's honestly,
The
if
whole-
you're
yeah.
doing rubber guard, if you're in on that
your
system,
game, yeah.
you're doing it. That's your game. You really shouldn't pick it, but I have, and it served me well over my many years of doing jiu-jitsu. So it's really not a knock of home team against 10th Planet as a whole. It's just this one dude. I don't know. He seems he seems to be afraid of the sauce with Nicky.
Acting soft, bro. He don't want you don't want no sauce.
Soft as baby shit.
There you go.
It's not Ben Eddie, is it?
No.
No.
Okay.
Is it Marvin?
I was
Is
gonna say,
Kareem
Ben
like
Eddie
even
Gates.
showing the respect? He's not dropping. Are you not name dropping right now? Do you know the guy?
Yeah.
And you just won't.
No, I forgot what his name was.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
No, because believe you me, I'd be spreading it all over the place.
Word.
Like, if I remember. Like, but I'm always, like, looking and watching, and
Omar,
you
should hear your fingers on the keyboard right now.
It's happening right now.
I was going to say, Omar... Yeah, but
Omar is the young Jamie
up.
of Pride Rules. Like, he's got to be...
No, he would just make something up at this point. Like, he would be like, it's not one of Eddie Bravo's guys. It's actually Eddie running from Nicky Ryan because Nicky Ryan...
He'd be like, no,
Eddie's cousin, you know?
Yeah.
One guy banged this other guy's wife.
Yeah.
And Rumble had something to do with it.
Probably Chrome Gracie.
Oh, my God, bro. What?
But yeah,
that's what my sources tell me.
Don't start no stuff like that, please.
You're the young Jamie of Pride Rules, man. You gotta pull up that info.
Yo, give me a beer.
It's coming. It calls out top black belt. Blah blah blah. Oh, here we go. Flow Grappling to the rescue. Give me a name.
Told you.
Da-da-da-da. Gio.
Name.
That's who. Yeah.
Really?
He's been calling out Gio Martinez for the past. I thought it was somebody else, but yeah, Gio. It's always been Gio for like at least a year now.
Yeah.
No, not a year, but it's like at least 6 months.
No, it's been about 6 months.
I think Gio.
I heard he requested a $10,000 flat rate fee. A $10,000 flat rate fee, which would be.
It wasn't pesos. I had to go there. I'm sorry. That's like $75.
Better you than me.
Loser has to get their hair cut and their face waxed as a result, and that's what's really scaring Gio. Deep down inside, he's like, I can't lose this beard. It took me about 6 years to work on this thing.
Well, I'm sure that's going to eventually happen. So,
Nicky will kill him.
What else you got? What else you got in the docket there, Kareem After Dark?
Well, I also just want to, I got to get a little controversial for a second.
Oh, boy.
I want to send out into the world, to all our fans, a big cocksucking fuck you to Westlake Financial, cocksucking motherfuckers. Get you to pay.
Yeah, he's fucking going in right now.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck?
They get you, like, they must hear my voice, see the name, and go, yeah, we got the perfect little chimp on the line. He must be out slinging rocks and burning his lips on a crack pipe every morning he wakes up. So, of course, he can't pay for a car. And then when I drop a stack on these faggots, they still ship my car off to West Bumblefuck and then tell me, if you want it back, I guess you got to go to the auction yard to get it.
Jesus Christ.
They got me all fucked up. They think I'm running around behind a 2005 Honda like I needed to drive. It's a paperweight. I was using it for storage. I got a 2018 Jetta, my nigga, like brand new. It's the principle. You don't take something from me and think that's it. It's Westlake, if you're out there in the world and you had a building, a place with any of your reps in it, the shit I would be doing in the lobby of your facility, oh my God, you don't even know. So yeah, fuck you, die of AIDS. That's my rant.
That's his rant. Back to the MMA world.
Yeah.
But,
switch it back over.
So, Westlake Financial, I hope you don't want to become a sponsor of the show.
Yeah, if you do, you can still hit us up on the low.
I hope that everything goes
Hey,
well.
listen, as I can see it, this is pretty much a group of full on or at least half minorities. You don't want to deal with an organization that's going to see a first and or last name and go, fuck that guy.
That's true. That's why on financial documents, I use Smith. So it's Omar Smith. Usually,
Omar Smith.
I still get denied for credit applications though. So Kareem, I think I'm fucked. I think it's the Omar. That's what I think happens. I think they're like, yo,
so
I don't want to help ISIS.
You got anything else MMA related? Let's talk before we let you go a little bit more about how awesome that was with Matt Serra this weekend. Come on.
Oh, man, the general is on point. Big shout out to Dan the Pool guy, Bam Bam, Manny the African Samurai, doing big things itself, and of course Matt and Josh for bringing us all of the goodies in the world. Like, I seemed a little bit retarded, and Matt did have. I'll come clean with mine. I'm not going to speak for Tommy. He can let you know whatever issues he had with it, but
we were having the same fucking
stop.
issues together, brother.
No. If we were having the same issue, you would be a little more adept at like absorbing your jits. Like I had a little issue. Matt Sir came over, he broke it down, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I see where it's going. And I had time to sit with it all day today, and my brain's already putting in things. I know how I'm going to use it in the sweep overs, getting my inside and outside ashis. Like I'm good. Now maybe Tommy's got to sit down with Kimura Savage for Dummies and figure himself out. But overall, the seminar, amazing.
It sucked, man, because I was really only there for, besides what we learned from Joe, which was awesome. By the time Matt got there, we went through those warm-ups, went through one move. We took that 10-minute break, and I had a jet. So I didn't get the full-on experience. It sucked for me, but just to watch that guy work, man, and if he were to step into a grappling tournament for like a super fight, people would be in trouble. He is big.
Let me tell you something. When Matt Serra decides, and this was just demonstrating to help me, mind you, he's like, no, man, there's too much space. You want to be here. And then he's like, tells Tommy to move out of the way so he can demonstrate in on me, like, how you want the pressure to be applied before you set into the Kimura series. I just wanted to kill myself. He like crushes that, and it's like effortless.
I was glad
it was like effortless. Yeah, he drops down, and like the pressure just increases, and you get that like panic mode where you want to breathe, but every breath in, it's like his body just knows to sink in further. It just constricts without even wrapping you up. It's ridiculous.
And like we were saying before, it was for an amazing cause, for the amount of money that was able to be raised for them.
Of course, over $2,000 for Save Animal.
Yep, it was a great day, and it finally felt good after almost a year of being back in there with everybody. It definitely felt like home, and I will be back in New Jersey for good in March, and I will be seeing Josh to come back. But you got anything else, bro?
I'm just really looking forward to finally seeing Frankie get some shine when I believe he dumps Ortega on his head and gets this guy out the way so him and Holloway can mix it up.
Yeah, man. We're all excited for that fight too, and I can't wait to break that down when that card comes very close. Are you going to be able to stick with us to talk about the event this weekend, or do you have to go and meet up with your dealer for an 8-ball and some Excedrin?
Oh no!
Oh no, man! I'm already candy flipping and cruising off my line.
I like
it's time
it.
for me to just blast off into the sunset.
All right.
Gotta remember, don't
Finish
do
him.
drugs, kids, unless they're free.
That was always my motto.
I like it.
Pieces of shit.
Oh man, you gonna stick on with us or what?
I'll be. I still got a few minutes to donate to the Teach Tommy to Read fund. So.
Oh boy.
We're good to
All
go.
right. Well, so like Chris had said when we were talking in chat, this fight night was pretty goddamn good. I mean, there was one fight that was kind of but aside from that, I mean, I think this card was better than the UFC had expected, considering the beyond lack of promotion for the event. So let's jump on to the first fight on the main card. It was Sage Northcutt versus Tybal Giltey. Now, look, Chris and I kind of disagreed a little bit on the outcome. I thought it was a really good fight. Sage definitely is showing that, he's growing more as a fighter, and you could tell, working with Uriah Faber and all those guys over there at Team Alpha Male, he's really starting to put it together. He got the win. I didn't see him winning. I kind of thought the guy edged him out because he knocked him down a couple times. But like Chris was saying, the mistake that Gilty kept making was when he would have him hurt, he would clinch with him rather than keep striking with him. So, Omar, what did you think?
Yeah, you go ahead, Omar.
I'm going to go to Omar first because you could round it out since I know you have a whole soliloquy.
You're right.
My man beat himself. He has the fight IQ of a set of rocks. All right? Like, if you're if you got something that's working against somebody who's hype train after you beat him is going to actually give you a legitimate career in the UFC, I think you should go back to that well. One thing I do want to point out, though, one of my friends today at work was like, hey, listen, let's look at the strength of schedule. All right? He went BCS on Sage Northcutt. Sage Northcutt has fought some people in his short tenure that have, shall we say, really shit-tastic records in the UFC, and he's still trying to find his footing. All right? He has abs.
Yeah.
He looks like Zach Morris.
Hey, Omar.
And that's why he's getting pushed. I hate this.
What is he, 21?
He's 20. Cannot buy a beer. Not that he would. I don't think Jehovah would let him. But,
no, he turned 21.
Yeah, he's 21 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's 21.
And
he had his birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
And hanging out with Johnny Bones.
Will be better now that he's with Alpha Male. I think that's a good fit.
No, sir. Could you address him with respect? Mr. Faber.
He's Mr. Good Boy, Alpha Male, and Mr. Faber and everything. Once upon a time, there was a fantastic light heavyweight that was all about the people and the good of the children, and turned into a badass motherfucking coke user. I don't think Mr. Northcutt is too far behind. Now that people will check his ID and let him into some places. Hey, I was a good kid until I went into my first strip club too.
And you know what's funny? I just got a report. I pulled something up here. One of the first sponsors for Johnny Bones was Westlake Financial. So I don't know if that's
it's no wonder.
If that's correlated.
You see, there you go. There goes fucking sneaky ass Westlake Financial again. It's just like in every blaxploitation movie. You follow the line, and there's an old rich white guy at the top, waiting to topple down the black man.
Yo, this is
Johnny Bones,
racism.
church going your guy, and then boom.
Globalists. Let's call it what they are. All right? Fucking globalists.
Racism going on? Should I be offended?
100% is what it is.
Like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Duck down.
You know, I bet you Westlake gave Johnny his last batch that made him test positive.
He gave my
bet money on it.
Either way, back to fuck John Jones. He's a juice head. Maybe. That remains to be seen for sure. Allegedly. But Sage Northcutt's a fucking good kid. Why does everyone hate on the guy? He's 21. He's 10-2. He hasn't fought
because there's nobody that's that doesn't have skeletons in their closet.
Listen to
me.
Exactly.
Listen to me. The kid was going to Texas A&M at the same time as training up until this year, right? And he wasn't even doing it full time. He's 21. He's making his way in the UFC. Blame the business model. Don't blame him. The UFC should never even have signed him as far as where his talent level is. But he's a good kid. He's himself.
Well, gee golly willikers, Chris. I think you have a point there, Mr. Gucci.
Oh, shut up.
And he's points in his pants for Mr. Northcutt.
If you were sitting next to me, I would fucking slap you right now for that one. And then take you out. Kareem is having a good old time
It's nothing against
tonight.
him personally. It's nothing against him personally. Like you said, yes, a lot of people should blame the UFC for, the way they made this kid like he was the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, it's not
because
his fault, man.
he beat guys in feeder organizations. But that doesn't mean anything as to why I think that he lost that fight.
Okay, now can I explain why I think he won that fight?
Sure.
Okay. Because he was far more active in the first round, definitely, right? The second round, you can make the case that he lost because he was definitely really hurt really bad.
He got knocked down in the first round, but okay, keep going.
Yeah, but he got knocked down one time, bro. He got right back up. He definitely scored more, landed more. The front kicks were working, leg kicks. The guy, and he got the takedown in the first round. He controlled. He had good 2 minutes of riding time where he had the takedown in that first round. So he definitely won the first. All right. He got hurt in the second round, but the guy could have finished him, and he didn't. He held him there, but he didn't advance, and he got stood up, I think at least once, possibly twice in that round, right? Then the third round, same thing. He hurt him again, but then when he got in on a takedown, bro, he got elbowed 50 to 60 times at least, and some of them were really clean. I think those elbows were the most significant strikes of the fight because the guy couldn't advance shit. It wasn't like he got takedowns. He got 4 takedowns in the fight. He attempted like 12. He kept pulling him. It was the one takedown he was working the entire time. And the announcer kept saying, that's 4 takedowns in a minute. What are you fucking talking about? 0 takedowns.
So wait a minute. So you're saying you're saying that knockdown shouldn't mean anything if the opponent outstrikes you, right? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there was
Chris.
I'm saying that there was like
though.
I know that's not what I'm saying, bro. You got to look at the entire fight as a whole. You can't just say this and that and it applies to everything. It doesn't add. It doesn't add up that way. In this particular case, if he would have just given a little space and kept throwing his punches, that fight would have been over. He would have finished that fight. He fucked up, and there's something to be said because he's fighting out of what camp that can't get a win for their fucking life at this point. Greg Jackson is his coach, I believe. Winklejohn. What the fuck is going on in that corner?
Anti-USADA. That's what it is.
Yeah. Either way, the guy should have won the fight because he had landed the cleaner shots. He just didn't win the fight because he fought like a fucking idiot. That's the bottom line.
I don't
Fight
think
IQ,
that's the corner, though. I don't think that's the corner.
In between rounds, it's like, yo, tell him this. Yo, you hurt him with your right hand each time you touch it with him. Each time you touch him with it, he's dropping when you hit him with the right hand. Instead of going for the clinch or the takedown, when you hit him with your right hand, back up and make him strike with you. And
hit him again, right?
He was going out. Sage was going out in that fight. I don't know what you guys were watching, but that's what I saw. He let him recover every time.
You're right. That's why I said Sage should have won that fight.
But he didn't do anything with that. Like he hit him twice, really clean, and once in the second, once in the third, like real clean. But he didn't do shit. There was no volume whatsoever. He had like 30 strikes the entire fight. Attempted. Yeah, it was weird. Do you think Sage kind of lost power now that it seemed like he used to have power before? Because, I mean, he was kicking this guy square in the chops, and he wasn't going down. I think.
What do you think, Omar?
I think that he's just not 100% as sure of himself.
Yeah,
as
that's
he
a good way
to
to. I was gonna say that in a different way. Like it looked like he's like transitioning from like his karate stance into like a traditional stance almost, but he was like he's not there yet with his muscle memory, so he's like kind of doing both, and it's awkward. It's definitely not fluid. Like he's really fast, so it makes up for it, but he doesn't move the way you'd think he would for a guy in shape like that. It's awkward to me. He was hurting.
Yeah,
super awkward.
It was weird. It was weird. I mean, and you'd think with the alpha male camp, he's probably getting pretty good on the ground.
Yeah, but like I said, he's 21. He's going to improve a lot. Like, a lot of these kids when they're 21, Max at 21, he looked like a baby. Baby. Nate Diaz, 21, baby.
With like an old face because of the fight game. But I get you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to
grow up. You know what I'm saying, too. Like, he looked weathered for a 21-year-old even. Yeah. Both of those guys that you just mentioned could easily have never been carded in the past 5 years.
So who do you give Sage now? Like, what kind of fighter do you give him now? Do you give him tougher tests as the time?
The problem is there's not many easy fights in the lightweight division at this point.
Nope.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are high on the kid. I mean, from what he was able to do, from what we saw on the Dana White's looking for a fight, and he's not a bad kid. I still think that there's got to be nobody's that perfect of a human being.
James Vick, Sage Northcutt. That's a good one.
Well, okay, I can see that.
Ain't nobody touching the ostrich. Nobody's touching the ostrich.
I don't mean to get
on
to that. I mean, I'm sure we're moving on to that fight shortly, but I mean, I think Vick would eat him.
Probably.
Yeah.
But they can't, they can't give Stage
You might
North
enjoy it too.
I knew it.
What time is
I mean,
it?
they can't keep giving him.
Are we after dark already?
Nah, man, we're
No,
early.
we're not even close.
We're 2-minute warning
We're not
twilight.
even close. But yeah, they can't keep giving him, newer guys or mid-level guys.
He's got to fight somebody that.
You got to go serve in the Korean military for 2 years. Get some
at
seasoning.
This point.
And come back.
Maybe like a Joe Lozon. Maybe Joe Lozon would fucking choke him out in a minute.
Yep.
Like Diego, somebody like that, like a name that is very hittable. Ooh, I don't know.
That's intriguing, actually. Like a Diego would almost be the perfect fight because he's very hittable.
What about that guy that was calling out Diego from the prelims? That would actually not be. Was it Morono?
Di Serrano on the rock.
No, but he was the fucking guy. He fought on the prelims. He beat somebody.
On the prelims on a fight night card. You're asking me. No, stop.
No, he was the main event on the prelims.
Whoa. Hold your
It was
horses.
right before the card. There's no reason.
Was it the Polish guy? Or no?
Diego Ferreira?
He beat. No, I like him though. That motherfucker brought
One
it.
of the Sanchez's calling out another Sanchez for a dirty battle.
Who is the fucking? He beat Berkman. Never mind. He was a welterweight. Fuck it.
Oh, Alex Morano.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was on the fight night.
Yeah.
Prelims.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
and I had his name right, but the weight class wrong. So.
His nickname is Father Time, actually, Moreno. That's who ended up beating Berkman. Fuck out of here.
Father
Berkman's
Time
900.
Father Time is undefeated.
And you know who's not undefeated? Josh motherfucking Berkman. I'll tell you that.
You know who is undefeated? Jose Shorty
Torres. That's right. Well, I could see the Diego Sanchez. I could see that.
That's a great pick,
Chris.
Iaquinta.
I don't think so. Iaquinta will eat that kid for lunch.
Yeah,
hold on. Iaquinta would do things that he would still get arrested for in some states because of the age difference.
Yes.
Fuck you. That'd be terrible.
The UFC doesn't want to see that. The UFC does not want to see that.
Diego is a perfect fight. Diego's a perfect fight. It might bring
a win-win.
A different side of things.
It's a win-win.
Anyway, enough about Stage. Fuck Stage. I hope he fucking gets choked out.
Let's spin off onto the only boring fight that was on this card. Steven Peterson against Brendan Davis. I legit, and I'm not kidding, went to sleep.
That one fight of the night, bro.
Hold on, how did you?
Yeah,
what the
that
fuck?
was a performance bonus. Fight of the night. You are bugging, bro.
I fell asleep during it.
I can't believe you're.
How? Do you not like violence? That fight was tremendous.
Yo, that was such a technical fight from one aspect of it, and the other guy was just a dog. He just kept coming.
He had 17 cuts on his scalp, all right? He looks like he was trying to be a man in an African tribe. Like that at the end of the day, bleeding from 17 cuts in his head.
We're this far into
animal.
the podcast and you don't know my sarcasm?
No,
stop it.
Now the joke's on us. You even brought out the buzzer for that one. Fuck
oh, I know.
No, you're at home.
Now, this brings up the real question. Omar, Tommy. Now, did Tommy really think the fight was boring and we just made him feel stupid? So he's like, oh, you guys don't know my sarcasm? I actually believe him in this case.
I'll take
thank you.
Knowing his sarcasm and knowing that was a fucking great fight.
I'll take the under.
Yeah,
you're the only one. I guess you like to lose.
Taxes for tax purposes. I'll take that out.
Word.
So, what do you see for Davis now? What do you think?
Stitches.
A lot of stitches.
That's a good.
Who do you give him now?
Speech pathologist. Get over that lisp.
I should have looked at this because I should have known that this is what Tommy always asks. Like, who's next for him? Not talk about the fucking amazing fight. Like, who do we give him? I bet let's talk about that fucking knee. That guy didn't go down.
Oh, how did he stay upright with that fucking?
He didn't necessarily stay upright. You're throwing that term around rather loosely in this situation. He was fucking.
Well, it's about as loose as his equilibrium was, Chris. Like that was.
I think that the subsequent 2-piece, and then the knee that followed it actually like gave him his balance back, if that makes sense.
Woke him up?
Yeah, he got
so.
hit with like 8 stiff shots in a row. And then started like hitting himself. Like, what the fuck? I was like, this guy all right?
Well, they definitely threw a lot in that fight.
Nickname is now Stormy Daniels as a result of getting hit by those 8 stiff shots.
I'm not going to say how, I'm pretty sure. It's a good reference, Omar, but we're not going to go there.
That's fine. It's okay.
Isn't that Donald Trump's fucking porn star mistress?
One of them.
Supposedly, yeah.
Hold on. Supposedly?
I'm sorry.
Thomas, are
Tommy,
you keeping
how
up?
old are you? Did you just say
Are you
supposedly?
keeping up?
Are you fucking a grown man that used the B for supposedly?
Well, because I
I'm
mean,
not even mad at
if
that.
she's going to turn around and say, if she's going to turn around and say that she boffed, if she's going to turn around and say that she boffed Donald Trump, like as old as he is and probably was when that could have happened, I wouldn't be out there talking about that because that just makes you look worse of a human being than someone who catches cum in their mouth for a living.
Stop.
Just
language.
Throwing that out there.
Wow.
But
Jesus.
Man, where are you going? You took it all the way fucking next level on us.
He really did. I'm ashamed
for
him.
Back in, ladies and gentlemen.
You brought it up.
No, we didn't.
No.
Pretty sure we
did.
He
stayed away. And then you went there.
Like,
we were leaving it to mystery.
But, Tommy, we all
know.
No.
We got to talk about cum catching in the mouth. What the fuck?
God, man.
Anyway. So,
unfiltered.
Kids
He says anyway.
With the featherweight division being as tough as it is, do you see them giving Davis an even close to a top 10 guy or what?
No.
Yeah. No. We couldn't disagree more. I'm like, You're like, no, at the same time.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus. You first, Chris. Why?
I just think that the divisions, you know how I feel about those divisions. There's only like 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys that really contend. Anytime they get somebody that has the ability to strike, you know how that goes. The UFC wants guys that stand up and bang, and he has good technical striking, but he's not afraid to mix it up. He doesn't hit that hard, but he was an exciting guy to watch fight for sure. I would give him someone that's definitely a step up. I don't know
Could it be that maybe he hits hard, but his opponent just has a head of rock?
Well, I mean, he's the guy that he lost to. He's coming off of a loss. I remember why. It was like a month ago, but he took that fight on 8 or 10 days' notice. This fight.
Yeah.
That's impressive in itself, because he didn't gas out one bit.
Just to make the cut too, even.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And he was a fairly big featherweight.
Yes, he was.
For sure.
Big head of hair. Too.
What else did you like about him, Omar?
Those tattoos. That was some good shading.
Yeah.
I think on and around the shoulders. It was well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well put together. Maybe third team, all body. Not first or second, but definitely a reserve.
Definitely a main event fighter is what you're telling me, huh?
Yeah, main event gatekeeper.
Main card. He's a main card fighter for sure.
Main card gatekeeper to get beat up by somebody actually rising in the ranks there, you know?
So no, who? Let's think about it.
You are the Segway King, and you said the key word gatekeeper.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So let's talk about Thiago Alves and Curtis Millender.
That's you're giving gatekeeper's a fucking loose term these days, huh? It's like champion.
It's like Stormy Daniels of terms.
Well, I mean, at one time, everybody was talking about Alves, you know?
Alves is a former gatekeeper, I agree. Now he's
a doorman. Now he takes your ticket when you get onto the ride at the carnival.
Well, he certainly looks like a fucking doormat Sunday night.
Look like Matt Hughes. Like,
oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Jesus Lord.
All right, that was mean. Moving on. Sorry.
Yo.
Choo-choo.
Yo, you have people listening, Christopher.
No.
Show some heart and respect.
Yeah, I mean, was this just a way to... I don't even know what this fight was, to be honest with you. I don't really know. Like, was this just something that they threw together for Melender to have a big name that they knew that he was probably going to fucking run through?
You said it, bro. The business model is fucking so obvious. I tried to allude to it because Omar, it's like the third time I said business model on the show, because it is an interesting conversation. In the UFC, it's so obvious what they're fucking doing. And like, you could tell they're going to try and build this guy right away because they gave him a name that's a fairly easy fight. You know, so you're going to see him get the treatment that Northcutt gets, that Paige Van Zandt gets. But I think
Rodriguez.
The talent might actually warrant this in this case. Maybe, but, welterweight is just too much. I don't know how anybody's going to try.
I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from Melender. He put in work. I mean, he did what he needed to do.
I mean, he had 2 stops.
I will.
He stopped that fight. That fight should have been stopped.
Somebody tell him that leg day exists at the gym. First and fucking
bro,
foremost.
Oh,
right?
no.
You look at Anderson Silva. I mean, Anderson Silva did break his fucking leg in a fight. So I guess
That's what I'm
makes
saying.
sense.
All
But
right.
you look at Silva, you look at Venom Page, you look at John Jones. That style isn't necessarily a bad thing. They don't tire. Like when they don't have muscular legs like that, you won't really gas out.
I guess,
It's
I
true.
played Armored Core, and I used to use the ones that would float, and they didn't have any legs. So I guess that's kind of what you're saying. There's more more
you
gas.
know what I'm saying. Muscle mass fucking gasses you out in a fight. The more lean you are, the better. Because
hasn't that already been disproven with Tyron Woodley, though?
Yeah. Yes, and no.
He's powered by rage, though, against Dana White.
Tyron Woodley is just a rare. He's a really athletic guy too.
Speaking of Bird,
not
Bird
everybody
legs.
can do that.
Allender. Yeah.
We don't need CT Fletcher fucking ripping us a new one on Twitter. We're not Joe Rogan. You know what I mean?
Is he still alive? That's a serious question.
It really is. I heard some. No, I'm not joking. I thought CT Fletcher had something happen to him recently.
Yeah, recently.
No, he's okay.
Okay, good.
I mean, he's going
I'm
through
happy
a lot,
for it.
But he's okay.
I'm not hoping it on him. CT's my man, right there. But
yeah, Joe Rogan made that comment about Tyron Woodley, and CT Fletcher was all over him like Kareem on Westlake Financial.
So Kareem on that fucking allergy, whatever, mucinex. What the fuck was going on there?
Next time I get pulled over by the cops, I'm going to tell them it's allergies, and I'm going to see how far that gets. I'm going to see.
Oh, what's that? What's that in the console? That's just my bag of allergies, sir.
It says Allegra. It says Allegra on the bag. So you got to let me go. Yeah, okay.
It's storable aspirin, sir.
Yeah, I crush it up so that I don't have to look down when I'm driving. I can just hold it up to my nose and keep going. It's for safety.
So, do you think this is the last we see? Do you think this is the last we see Alves? Honestly,
it should be.
I hope so.
It should be.
Yeah.
He has a family. All right, that's all I could think about was Jim Ross fucking coming out with the Bell's palsy out of left field. That's all family like.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. He's been in the game a while. He did his thing. It's time's up. It's over.
A while?
Passed him by.
I swear to God, I saw the bald dude that looked like Bas Rutten fucking hitting the globe on the bottom of the canvas from some of his fight highlights. The last time he won, all right, fucking President Carter was in office. Jesus. Fucking out of here. Been a while. There's a while, and then he fought in ancient Egypt in front of pharaohs.
Yeah, like he's I don't know, man. I don't even think I've seen him fight in the UFC for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. That's why I was shocked to see him on this card.
In other words, I was right. I said it's been a while. I said it's been a while. Omar goes on a fucking rant. And then Tommy's like, yeah, it's been a while, and that's okay.
It's been a while. And I let it go, right? I play favorites.
So that's what we all think that's, planned for Alves. But I know Chris hates this part, so Omar, I'll go to you first. And I would like a somewhat serious answer. Who do they give Melender now? Do they give him another aging name, or do they give him somebody that's actually climbing?
That's actually a good. You know what? I'm not even mad at that. I think, although I don't know if Yancey's going to stay. What weight was this fight at? Was it at 170 or was it at 155?
70
or 120.
70.
Based on the legs.
70.
Okay, so 70. If it's at 170, then I don't think Yancey's going to stay at 170.
Yeah, but he's 3-1 at 70. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's the former dude. He fought at heavyweight.
Who, Yancy Medeiros?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? DDP Yoga also made me lose 60 pounds, but you don't see me saying I'm going to throw bones with people that weigh what I used to weigh.
Fair.
Right? So,
but, he's got himself a number 15 ranking in the world. That's probably not going to go down much, if at all, losing to the number 11 ranked guy in the world. You know, Yancey's top 15, which is crazy because I keep saying this, bro. I named 30 welterweights, and I didn't name Yancey. I didn't name. What about like guys like Gunnar Nelson? There's a ton. How about Emil Meck against Millender?
That would be a great fight, actually.
That actually works.
There you go.
You know, I got a lot of welterweights. We could do this all day because every matchup is good, and none of these guys fought each other yet. There's a lot of young up-and-comers. And I'm going to say this is my theory on this. I know this is kind of off topic, but we got time tonight. The average human male human is like 190, to 210 pounds, right? You look at the bulk of you look at 170, you go a little above that, 85, it's probably a little bit below in terms of depth of division in terms of fighters. Then you go a little bit below that, and 55, and it's probably around the same in terms of depth as middleweight, right? Anything lower, there's not many small guys, right? So there's just less of a talent pool to take from, so there's less stars. I was thinking about it the other day, and I think that lends to the same thing with heavyweights. All the big guys play another sport. So those divisions are shallow, but 70 is it's a shark tank. It's fucking insane. I'm done.
Yeah. And, it's funny. You mentioned Gunnar Nelson. This guy's begging for a fight. And he's not getting anything.
I thought he had a fight sign.
I haven't seen anything. But to come to your point, because you look at, what's the guy's name from, oh my God, I can't think of his name. He's a 155 pounder, and he's one of Mark Henry's guys, begging for fights on Twitter.
Usman.
Begging for fights on Twitter.
Mark Henry's guy, and you can't think of his name? You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should, actually.
Oh, Magomed Sharapov.
Yes. And you know who accepted a fight with him? Your boy. And my boy. But more importantly, Conor McGregor's boy. Artem. And Sharab, whatever the fuck his name is, the Dagestani,
yeah, he accepted the fight, but the UFC didn't do it.
Yeah, well, but give the fucking guy credit where it's due. He's down to fight, man. I don't know why you hate on these guys so much.
Please, huh? Why does everybody hate on Artem? Because he's got a job because of Conor.
Good for him. So what? You hate the UFC. Don't fucking hate the guy.
What?
I got
don't hate the player.
I hate people too. Do you not like me because I got a job?
The guy talks game like he's the greatest fighter in the world, and his record would have had him.
You know what he says?
Shipped out.
He says, "I'm down to fight," and he talks shit about the guy that he wants to fight. You want to know why? Because
so then, how come the UFC
didn't
make the fight then? Why didn't the UFC make the fight?
Because truth be told, I don't think it's a good fight. I don't think that it's a. I think that he would
get
get dusted.
Owned.
Yeah. So what? That's even more of a credit to him. He's willing to fight a guy that will probably fuck his ass up. So why hate on Artem?
To get to my point, not talking about Artem.
Go fuck yourself.
Why do these guys have to go on Twitter and beg Sean Shelby and the UFC to get them a fight? That's pathetic. That's pathetic. How bad is that?
Yeah.
I agree.
It is bad.
It's terrible.
And then we got our boy, Jose Shorty Torres getting blocked on social media, trying to get fights in the UFC. What's going on with these matchmakers?
I don't know. But
Where's
it's
Joe
nice
Silva?
to know.
It's
nice to know that Yana Kunitskaya gets her shot in the UFC.
Every week he gets better
champ.
with that last name.
Is that really her name? Is that really her name?
Yana Kunitskaya. Yep.
And that's pronounced actually.
What is she ranked? What is she ranked?
Nothing,
she in the top?
she's not in the UFC.
She's ranked as prematurely dead. I think before
the point that I'm making is that division doesn't even fucking have rankings because they don't even have a division. They literally have.
Well, she's not a UFC fighter. They're plucking her right from Invicta on short notice.
That's my point. Like, but why wouldn't they take the champion?
There's no guarantee that she's going to get another fight in the UFC anyway.
She's got the short straw ranking.
Is Megan Anderson not down to fight Cyborg?
No, she can't get a visa, bro.
Yeah, we talked about this last week when you were whatever the fuck.
And I dropped a dime on I dropped a dime on a legitimate source, Chris. I actually had some investigative chops last week. The one and only time it's ever going to happen.
Impressive.
But yeah.
With
no,
Megan Anderson's visa?
Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting. I had no idea. I didn't listen.
Bro. Yeah. Oh.
She keeps lying on her visa for some reason. I don't know why.
I didn't listen. Man, that cut me deep, Chris.
Because you cut me deep a couple times this evening, so we're even.
Oh. Wow. What?
And Tommy's just a piece of shit, so.
What? I've been nothing but nice
easy on you. You want me to open up?
Yeah.
No, we're good. Tommy, I love you, Tommy. You're not a piece of shit.
Jesus.
I mean, we all know that's bullshit, but
I mean, just like we've been saying, like, how fucked up is that? This guy is begging for a fight on Twitter. Like you said, Jose Torres is begging for a contract on Twitter. He's a 2-division champ who's defended multiple times.
Each belt.
These guys should not be begging for fights. The UFC should be fucking giving them fights. I don't know what they're looking at. I really don't. They're getting everybody fucking sauced up for CM Punk versus Mike Jackson and Floyd Mayweather taking a video inside a fucking cage.
Is there really a guy named Mike Jackson?
He keeps saying it, and I keep thinking that
it's going to be
first
fight.
It's going to be the fucking king of pop
in the UFC. That's who he
coming
is.
Back.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
I thought it was. I mean, maybe I guess
Michael Jackson.
Mike Jackson. Michael Jackson.
Well, no, he said, "Call me Mike, not Michael."
Duh.
I'm going to call him Action Jackson.
Call him what the fuck I want. By the way.
But these guys are getting fights because CM Punk is a name. Congratulations, you're going to bring eyes one night, and then those eyes are going to go away again. Instead of doing what I said that they should have done and put him on the Ultimate Fighter, find a way that
Why
he
would
doesn't
they
fight
do that?
for a couple weeks.
He would get fucking. He wouldn't even make it into the house. He would get smoked on the fucking.
They don't do that anymore. They're already in the house.
Oh, I haven't
already
seen
in the
Ultimate
house.
Fighter.
All they had to do was with him is what they did with Kimbo. Do with him what they did with Kimbo. He doesn't fight for a couple weeks. You get those viewers that will keep watching, and the Ultimate Fighter will actually get the viewers that they don't have. Instead,
the Ultimate
they're
Fighter,
hot
I'm
shot
watching.
in one night.
I'm definitely watching this fucking season.
Oh, absolutely. But if you want those CM Punk fans, if you put him on that show, they will be there each week to watch it. Why? Because it's free. You're going to get maybe half of those fans to buy the pay-per-view because they know he's going to lose after they saw it the first time. It's shot in one night of ratings.
There's probably like a handful of guys that aren't even pros in each gym that would fucking dust CM Punk.
Of course.
Dust. I would fight
well,
CM Punk right
when
now.
I saw Shammy this weekend,
100%.
I was like, you should be getting. I looked at Shammy.
No way
Shammy should be getting
UFC.
that fight. That's who should be getting that fight with CM Punk. Somebody like Shammy.
Yeah, Tommy, honestly, this is a serious question. Omar, you as well. If CM Punk was in the room right now in front of you and he was pissed off, would you be afraid of him? He's in the UFC.
Nope. Not even
close. Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Nope. It's fucking absurd. It's such a joke.
And I agree with the entire sentiment of what you just said, Chris. Like, it's a joke that we wouldn't be afraid. It's not that we're pumping ourselves up.
Like, this guy's in the UFC. He's like his job.
Yeah.
You ask him, what do you do? I fight for the UFC. What?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure?
Exactly.
He'll get blown away by a fucking strong breeze.
Yeah, but these are the guys who are getting fights, and people are begging for it on Twitter. It's a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. That's where we're at right now.
So what's next for CM
That's
Punk?
where we're at.
That's Tommy's next question.
The trash can. Fucking.
It shouldn't be anything. It should be after he loses. Okay, you're done now.
The WWE Hall of Fame.
No, if he loses, they can't. Come on. Enough is enough.
No.
I mean, when
you can't even use him as a gatekeeper. You can't use him as a gatekeeper. You can't use him as somebody for these guys to fight.
You can use him as a gatekeeper for midgets.
Do you think that there's a fighter on the roster, like even at the lighter weights, that would lose to him?
No.
I don't think there's women that would lose to him. There's women that would lose to him.
I think Angelo Magana beats him.
Talk.
Okay?
That's crazy.
I think Angelo Magana beats him.
That's crazy talk, Omar. There's women.
No.
They're women.
Cyborg
The biggest woman fighter is 135 pounds. Or
Cyborg beats him.
The weight.
I guarantee Cyborg beats him. Stop it. Cyborg Santos. You don't think Cyborg?
I don't want to get into this right now.
Simple yes or no. Just a yes or no.
Cyborg is not a woman. Her name is Cyborg.
Oh.
A.
Wow.
B.
Wow.
Come on. Do we really have to get into this right now? You know where I'm going with this. Cyborg
Simple
is,
yes or no.
she does male steroids, so she therefore has testosterone running through her fucking body. So is it a woman?
Boy.
And I'm not even going there with this. I'm just saying, is it fucking?
Oh boy.
If she's a fighter, this is a violent sport. Yeah,
Well,
she would
Omar,
kick
I-
in other words, she would beat the shit out of CM Punk, but the rest of the UFC women would not.
Okay. Fair.
But it would be a good fight. I'll give you that.
I'd watch.
You know, well,
we bounced off the rip, but you know what? That was a good off the rails. That was a good off the rails.
We got time
because
tonight.
it's
There's no
something-
guests. This is why I like
Yeah.
these shows, because we get to kind of just, you know, bullshit.
Well, yeah, but you know what? It's something that needs to be said just for this guy who's, like I say, he's begging for a fight on Twitter, yet twits. Like
I don't know that the
CM
UFC
Punk.
isn't giving these guys offers, though. Like, some of these guys, I think,
No.
are just not taking contracts.
No. Everybody, the guy's been begging because he's been tweeting like crazy, and Mark Henry's been tweeting about it too.
Wait, he's a 45-pounder? Right?
I believe so.
Yes.
Why don't he fight the fucking the guy we were just talking about? They beat Peterson. That's a good fight. Watch that. We were just trying to find an opponent for him.
Yeah.
Davis, yes, Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Omar's boyfriend.
Hey, side piece at best. All right, let's keep
Side
it
piece.
on. Side piece at best. He'd be happy about it too.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I mean, he's a really good fighter. I don't know if that's why they're not giving him anybody good, but you know, you mentioned Artem Lobov, and they gave Artem Lobov a fight against Alex Caceres.
What about? I mean, I think there's something to do with the fact that this guy's got no real name recognition behind him, but he's dangerous as fuck. So nobody wants to get the shit beat out of him by a guy nobody's heard of, and that's
all these fighters
fight
turned
a
him
tough
down.
fighter
That's
that you
the
might
problem.
beat.
All these fighters turned him down. Miles Jury turned him down.
Yeah. What about like
Yair
Andre
Rodriguez
Feely?
turned him down. Feely turned him down. Like, everybody's turning down fights.
Who
for
did
this guy.
Feely just fight? And like that was a shitty decision. Who did Feely just fight? Who cares?
Who cares?
Fuck. Yeah, I answered my own question. I said, actually, who cares?
Yeah.
Who
cares?
Yeah, there it is.
The fact that
Does
these
have a
big
great
names
fucking
are
nickname,
turning
though.
down fights against this guy, and he's only had 2 fights in the UFC. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You know what I mean? This is where the UFC needs to step in and be like, well, look, this is who you're
Ricardo
fighting.
Lamas.
And somebody. They got to give him somebody.
Mendez is coming back soon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know, man, but that's where it's at right now. That's where it's in the sport that we love. That's where it's at. These guys have to go on Twitter and beg the company to get them a fight because everybody's turning it down.
Imagine in our day-to-day jobs if we had to go on Twitter every 4 months and beg for work. You know? It would fucking suck.
It's like
If that was
standing
the
in the back
case,
of a Home
I
Depot.
wouldn't do it every 4 months. I would just do it every day. I would be so relentless with it.
Easy, Tommy. I know where you're going with that, bro. Calm the fuck down.
So what else we got on this card? What else do we got on this card? We got
This
James Vick,
motherfucker.
right? Which
The James Vick.
that was a
Ronaldo
fucking
fight.
boring fight, but he's
Well,
right,
broke
man. That
his-
post fight.
he broke his
Yeah.
hand. He broke his fucking dislocated.
I'm
his
not
face.
knocking him. He did his job. He did well.
He
I'm not
broke
knocking
my
him. I'm
fucking
just saying it
spirit
wasn't the most exciting fight.
watching
Let's
that
fucking
shit.
be honest.
That's where he
Call it
broke.
spade.
He broke my
On
patience.
a card that was full of exciting fights, that was a very lackluster fight in comparison.
Yeah.
Especially.
But I give him a
quick
break.
question.
He dislocated his fucking pinky.
Quick question. I wanted to run a poll by you guys. My girl was watching the fights with me, and she says he looks like an ostrich. Yes or no?
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah, like D, Sweet D.
Whoa.
Sweet
Yeah,
D
I mean,
looks like
and
a
the
bird.
funny thing-
Ostrich from Always Sunny.
The funny
That's the
thing
best
with
scene
Vick
ever.
is he is a giant 55er.
He's huge.
He's
Yeah,
six
man.
one.
look like a kid.
Yo, he's 11-1. What is he? 10-1 in the UFC or some shit?
He's
Get
6'11".
this guy a fucking top.
First
Get this
and
guy a
foremost.
big name already.
All right.
That's what he's hoping for. You know,
Get
he's
that guy
been
Taylor.
calling out big names every time he
He
won.
deserves it. He's finishing fights besides this one, but like Tommy said, he broke his little pinky, so we'll give a little pass.
Well, he
And
dislocated
you know,
that
it's the
shit.
UFC. It's not exactly easy to finish fights. Let's be honest. You're gonna fucking do what you got to do to win. I understand. But he's been really exciting. He's got a great boxing background. He's long as shit, so his jiu-jitsu is clearly improving. You know, if he gets
And he's
your
only
back,
a blue belt because he doesn't train with the gi.
well,
He
whatever,
hates
man.
the gi.
Whatever it is. Weidman said it. He's like, when I stand next to this dude, he makes me feel small. He's just fighting at
Yeah.
lightweight. He's a big motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
so
know, he's like
hopefully
the anti-CM Punk. If I seen him standing in the room, I'd fucking think twice about fighting that guy. You know,
I'd get a hunting rifle
that's what a UFC fighter looks like.
and a tag.
Yeah. Well, you know, like you said, Chris, hopefully they give him a close to top ranked opponent now. 'Cause I don't know what he's ranked as far as their rankings. Well, I mean, I know the
But, yo,
rankings
that's
are
the
going to be
thing is,
redone.
It's tough, man. These divisions are fucking.
They
really
keep
loaded.
giving him people hoping he'll lose, and he doesn't.
I think
That's
that
what
might
it
be
is,
the case,
Omar.
but,
You're
yo,
right.
They did that
That's
with
what it
Max
is.
too. They did that. They
Yep.
did that with Tony Ferguson. They've done this to fighters, and they just keep winning.
Yep. You know what'll
What
help
about
James
Chiesa
Vick's
is a
career?
perfect fight for him, by the way. Michael
Better
Chiesa,
management.
the winner of
That's-
the Chiesa fight. Who's Chiesa fighting?
Father
Barbara.
Time?
Chiesa.
Barber. Father Time. Get the
No, he's
fuck
got a
out.
fight coming up. But the winner of that fight, or the loser
yeah,
for that
yeah,
matter,
yeah, you're right. Mario Yamasaki, that's who he's fighting next.
Oh,
in a submission-only
shit.
tournament.
that
Yes,
is so
Yamasaki.
original.
Yo.
Did you
Oh,
come up with that one by
wow.
yourself?
Jesus.
It's,
Yo,
it's
he's-
a submission-only tournament he's fighting him in,
I'm being
Oh.
fucking serious. Who is
So are
Chiesa
we.
fighting?
Chiesa's fighting fuck all. That's who Chiesa's fighting. That's how much it
All right,
moves
well then
the
he should
needle.
fight fucking James Vick next if he's not fighting anybody.
Let's look this up. You're getting heated. I wanna answer your question because you were serious. Michael
That's where I
Chiesa.
was going with it. Even though my
Let's
phone
go.
was in my hand, I could have just looked it up myself.
You
Very,
know,
very-
multitasking's not 1,000% where you're at. But
Multitasking is an attractive thing, I've been told.
yeah,
Mhm.
nice. All right,
Yeah,
so
you
you're a
guys
DJ.
This is shows who can't multitask.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
Oh my God. Michael Chiesa. Nah, man. He's getting cornrows.
Nothing. James
Michael
Vick.
Chiesa's next fight. Google, tell me your secrets. Nah, man.
Well,
he signed
I
a.
know he's mentioned Chiesa's name before. I know
Yeah,
he's
he mentioned it.
that.
He definitely post-fighted the Chiesa call-out.
So that would work.
He's
I would
ranked
love it.
10th, and he has a new 4-fight deal that he inked in August. But that's all I'm getting.
Okay,
That's
maybe
it.
that's what I saw.
Yeah,
I've had
All
plenty
right,
of
so
concussions.
I agree with that.
Bear with me.
I agree with that
it's all
wholeheartedly.
good.
Yeah,
I
the
think that
Chiesa
would
fight
work.
would be good, man. Chiesa's coming off a L, right? He definitely gets a lower opponent,
L is for lower. You're right.
right? And Vic is coming off a fucking bunch of wins, so he definitely deserves to step up. I don't know
Against
why
luminaries.
really one.
Against luminaries like Francisco Trinaldo. Like, that's, let me tell you, when you put that notch in your belt, that's fucking, you're a world beater. Fuck out of here.
All right. Well, we'll look forward
Fuck
to that.
you.
Hopefully, they get him a fight. I mean, they can't say soon because who knows? Who knows how long it's going to take for that dislocated pinky to heal up and him be ready to go? But
He needs PRP in that hand. Get him to Joe Rogan. Stat.
let's jump on to the Derek Lewis Marcin Tybura fight. Chris, I'm going to go to you first since you had quite the drunken rant last night about how bad Derek
Bro,
Lewis'
what makes
corner
you
was.
think that I was fucking drunk watching that?
He was
fight?
high on life. That's what I
Because
think.
usually when you go on those rants, you're pretty fucking wasted during the
I
show.
wasn't on a
So-
rant. I was fucking being honest, and that's a good insight, I thought. Whether he won the fight or not, Omar, here's my point. Ready? First of all, it was after the first round when they were like, go through him. That was their advice. Just run through him. They weren't like, throw a right hand throw the double jab, follow with a right. That's going to work. They just said, be aggressive and go through them. Okay, say that, but then tell him also what's going to work. Like, tell him, combos that are going to work. Tell him,
you're a warrior.
On your back. When you're on your back, go
who
through
do
the
you
ring,
think
get
you're
wrist
talking
control.
about here? You're talking about Derek Lewis. He's not the most.
Wait,
hold on.
easy.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Easy.
Smart? What's the word I'm looking for?
Smart,
there's
Tommy.
not a
The word smart will work
on
properly.
Yeah,
No,
he's not.
His fight IQ.
He's not the most.
Is not up there.
Skilled guy. He's got heavy fucking hands. That's it. He's got heavy hands. He's got no
when
cardio.
you're on your back, are you able to use your heavy hands when you're fighting from your back?
If you have a willing partner, yeah, for sure. But like you can multitask.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
not
his
saying
groundwork?
I'm not saying don't say those things, but don't say those things for a minute straight. Like, tell him something. Give him some instruction as well. Like, you pep talk, all that stuff is good. You get a minute advice. Build him up a little bit, pump him up, do what you got to do. Assure him, whatever it is you need to do in the corner, do that. But also tell him something that's going to work, so he can apply it when he goes out there. Don't just tell him to do. It's very
Ronda's
Edmund.
trainer was yelling head movement. It's obvious
Exactly.
she never learned head movement.
But he also,
what this guy learns.
in between rounds, Tommy, in between rounds in that same fight, he's saying, you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. No, you weren't doing great. You were getting fucking peppered from the outside. You couldn't catch up. Your hips weren't there. Like, there was nothing, and there was no advice. It was like reassuring her that she was doing great out there. Like, he should have been like, yo, you're doing everything wrong. Change everything. Do this, do this, do this. That didn't happen. And that,
I just think it's what they know with this guy. I don't think he really knows the ground too much.
That's fair. But that's even more of a reason why you should give him specific instructions. Like, when he has you down, go for his wrist. Get wrist control first, right? Like, even Weidman said it. He was like, he's got the shimmy up, but then, he stood up, but then he wasn't doing shit with it. So tell him to do what he needs to do, because he doesn't know. That's more of a reason why you don't coach.
I think that he cut one of the best post-win promos.
Yeah.
Even by his standards, which are already pretty high. And it was only enhanced by the fact that they cut to an image of Nate Diaz about to light a fat jet. Your thoughts, John?
Nate Diaz is my hero. We're all fully aware of this. Nate Diaz don't give a fuck. And what else can we say? Nate Diaz might get a couple fucking years of USADA suspension coming his way after that. But
if you guys actually thought that he was lighting that inside.
No, but Tommy, if you don't think that he actually lit that as soon as he walked outside the fucking arena.
Yeah, but he's not in competition. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's outside of competition drugs. Wait, what?
They don't bitch about the weed use out of competition.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they don't bitch about that. It's when he's in competition.
Omar, could you confirm that? I know you've done a couple of deep dives on USADA before. I'm not asking you to do it now. I'm saying, is that true?
It's there's definitely different rules for when you're in competition versus when you're out of competition. If you're out of competition, then yes, you can do that. You're fine. There's more of a window before and after your fights when you're in competition. So yes, Tommy is actually correct. However, the only thing that he'd be facing would be weird legalities in Texas for lighting something indoors.
That's also another point, which I think that he escaped scot-free on, because we would have definitely heard that.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Him fighting the cops on the way out. Like, this is America.
He did that because he knew the camera was right in his face, and it would probably make Dana put his red head in his hands, like, oh God, why did he do that?
Bullshit, bro. Dana White loves that shit. If you don't think Dana White is loving, that's building the Diaz brand as to what the UFC sells it as. Anyway, if they didn't like that shit, they wouldn't paint him as the bad guy in every fucking fight promo. He
ain't doing much but talking.
Yeah. That's really all you have to do to get a.
And you can't argue
I'm sure he's had more fight offers than everybody begging for fights on Twitter. You know how sad is that?
Yeah, and he's turned them all
down.
But
not to fucking tail off the Nate Diaz topic, because I could fucking talk about my boy all fucking night. But I got to give props to the Beast, man. That fucking because usually you don't see that from a heavyweight in the third round that has no cardio. Like he fucking brought some thunder in that third round. That
he does deep.
Yo, and Wyman said it funny as hell. He was like, yo, I've never seen a guy that could choose 8 seconds of a fucking 15-minute fight to actually fight and win. Like, literally. Fucking, he throws one punch at a time, but he closes distance really fast for a fucking big guy.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know if his corner
Ngannou
kind of knew that was going to happen, where they know that he's just got one shot at it, and if you get, kind of like an Ngannou. He's got one shot.
Yeah, that's the fight. That's the fight, by the way. It has to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's either that, because they might be talking about Curtis Blades against Ngannou first, but they might want Ngannou.
Yeah, but I don't know that they wanted to
back.
do that with Ngannou. Yeah, like Ngannou, let him fight somebody that's going to stand and trade with him. Blades is going to take him down and probably really take a lot of the shine off of that star and that fight's already happened. So I don't know. There's a lot less to sell there. I think Beast is definitely the money fight for both guys. Like that's the fight for each guy, and that's the fight that's going to make the most for the UFC.
Yeah,
it's not the fight
that'll
that
be
makes
one
the
hell
most
of
sense.
a main event fight night card.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Or no, that might be a co-main on a fucking pay-per-view.
Well, you don't want to see them go 5 rounds?
No, not one bit. And that's part of the reason why. That's actually, I wasn't thinking that, but now that you mention it, that's really probably along the lines of what the UFC would be thinking as well. Right?
Yeah, I'm just meaning it to be completely funny, but
yeah, but it's also true. That's the best part about it. It is funny, but that's very true. Like I don't want to see them fight for 5 rounds.
I don't think it would get that far with those two.
No.
It wouldn't. I don't think it would get past the first round. If it got past the first round, it'd be interesting.
Here's the thing. With that fight, if it did get past there, it would get sloppy, like Kimbo, fucking Dada. It would just be like a boring ass fight. Because then they would lose their power, and it would just be like 2 fucking tired ass dudes fucking, laying on each other with really effortless punches or powerless punches, kind of like
going deep.
Yeah, so I mean, look, it'd be interesting either way. That does seem like a better route for them to go if they want to keep Ngannou's star shining instead of giving him Curtis Blades right away just because of the takedown factor. Because Derek Lewis ain't going for no fucking takedowns.
Who does Blades get next then? I mean, Verdum?
Maybe.
Whoa. Wow. That's tough.
Overeem? I think Overeem is the better matchup for him because he could take him down. I don't know that you want to take Verdum down. That's probably a fucking nightmare matchup. And I think Verdum boxes his ass up.
I don't know. I mean,
Chris, come back to us, Chris. Please. I'm sorry I cut you deep. Please.
Did we lose him?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Did you lose me? I'm here.
Omar?
Omar, is Block Talk fucking up?
I think we lost Omar. All right, well, let's. So, yeah, I guess I could see Ngannou too, or Ngannou and Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades with Overeem. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Who's next for Tybura? We'll stick to we'll try and keep it in line with the card.
Who knows, man? I mean, the guy couldn't finish the fight, man. The fight that he
but he did look good. I mean, and he got caught by a guy that has power. Legit power. So Tybura, I don't know that there was a loser in that fight because he did look really good. I mean, like he weathered an early fucking, an early beating, I guess you could call it. He definitely got hurt early in that fight. But really, that punch didn't really land that great. It was kind of a grazing blow, which shows you Derek Lewis's power.
Yeah. Yeah, so, hey, it's the UFC. Who the hell knows? Let's jump on.
Give Sean P the
main
fight.
Event. All I have to say is, oh, Yancey, you came and you lost to Cerrone with a right hook from hell, oh, Yancey.
Are you making fun of fucking...
Barry Manilow?
Yeah, Yeah. I got you.
What
well
a fight,
done.
man.
Yeah, it was just respect, man. Both those guys.
Yeah,
Cowboys,
I mean,
Cowboys
and it was
growing
respect
on me.
from the beginning. It was respect from the beginning. You know, Yancey giving him that cowboy hat.
Can I
and
explain
then,
something though? What I think, not to cut you off, the respecting is what I think Cowboy needs to like thrive. He was real comfortable in there. If Yancey would have just been a little more of a dick, I think Cowboy would have been thrown off. Like, you've seen what happened in the DS. Like, Cowboy likes to be buddies with the guys he's fighting. You know, it's like a comfort thing. It's weird. And I think Yancey felt, you know, not that he acted any different than he would normally, because that's just who he is as well, I guess. But I think in terms of Cowboy, like, that he looked so comfortable, even all fight week. He just likes to be buddies.
But how classy was that, a Yancey, to go out of the cage and go up to Cerrone's grandmother? You know, that's class all the way.
You don't see that shit a lot. You don't.
No, and that just goes to the things that I say, that these guys don't have to do bullshit promos of, you know, I'm the bad guy and all that other dumb shit to make it a good fight.
But
that was just that was a good fight.
It was. I think Donald Cerrone was clean as hell in that fight, man. Yancey was just, you could tell the technical difference. That's what the difference in that fight was to me. Cerrone's legit with his technical striking. He puts it together so smooth, and Yancey is almost more of a brawler. And the thing is, you can't really brawl with Cerrone because he's also down for that too, but he's just super technical when he does it. And
well, you know who needed that win more than Donald Cerrone? Jackson.
The IRS.
Jackson.
Nobody. No, you can't have 4 losses in a row. Even though the Lawler fight was questionable, I do think he lost it. But
but
4 in a row
Jackson
for Cerrone
Wink
would have
needed
been
that win. They
Oh
needed
yeah,
that win
was that
bad.
their first one? Did he actually get them off the schneid?
I think so. Wait,
you know what's
no.
crazy?
Did the Dodson fight happen yet?
Dodson lost his last
No.
fight.
No, he's fighting again. I think he's fighting on Frankie's card. So yeah, Cerrone broke the skid.
I think Cerrone might have been the one that started the skid. That's how long ago it was in his last fight, months ago.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, he looked good, man, and it's good to see him look good because he's a guy who makes the UFC money. You know, he's sponsored by all the same sponsors of the UFC.
I don't know what he's on some next shit, calling out Khabib and shit. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't. No, you got some work to do still. But
well, you know, Cerrone, he would take the fight.
Of course. He ain't getting it, but he would take it.
So who's a realistic fight for him then? Omar, are you with us, or can you still not hear us?
No, I'm back. I said the IRS needed that win. That was my
I heard him.
What do you think could be
Omar, you do welterweight, I'll do lightweight. You pick his welterweight opponent, I'll pick his lightweight opponent.
I don't want him to fight at welterweight though, but I'll
then you can do
the
lightweight, I'll do welterweight.
I don't want him to fight at lightweight either. No, I think he's got he's getting a little long in the tooth. Give him number 7 or number 8 guy. Let him be exciting.
Vic.
Why not?
James
Let him
Vic.
fuck Vic up. I hope he does.
Or let Vic make a name for himself and beat a guy like Cerrone.
It's a win-win. You're right. What about you though for welterweight? Who
it worked for Darren Till.
Yeah.
So Cerrone's the right guy to do it because Cerrone don't care. He's not going to be like, I'm not fighting him. He hasn't done enough. Cerrone will fight anybody.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad. I'm actually impressed with my name drop right there. Who though? Good question, man. At welterweight, there's so many guys. How about Gunnar Nelson?
Wow. Okay. Fight off his
How
back.
about Neil Magny?
Yikes. Shit.
Good matchups.
I think he beats Magny.
Me too.
How about Usman?
Oh. Give an ugly one.
That's a good matchup actually because Usman hasn't been tested against a guy like that, really. And Cerrone, he actually has tools to completely neutralize Cerrone with his wrestling, but he also might get his head kicked right off in that fight.
Don't take away from Cerrone's ground game.
I know I'm
He's got
not. I'm
excellent
just saying
jiu-jitsu.
but Usman has the wrestling to neutralize the jiu-jitsu game. For maybe not, but he definitely has the tools. He might not execute it, but you know what I mean.
Well, he'd have to be more than 30% healthy in that fight, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a fucking joke, but whatever.
Hey, I like Usman. I'm not gonna.
I
bash
do.
him.
They use the metric system where Usman's from, so I don't think it came across 1,000% accurately.
Oh, I don't know if it's
percentages.
racist. Is that racist, Tommy? Did we deem that?
No, not at all. It's
Oh, the
international.
metric system isn't racist? What am I talking about?
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
Well,
I don't know.
Usman
I
wants
like where you went.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what Usman is chomping at the bit for is Kobe Covington.
I think we just went
And
over.
to be honest, I think they should make that fight just to kind of quiet Covington. I don't care if he gets wrestle fucked for 3 rounds or 5 rounds. That'll quiet him.
Remember that week that Tommy was like, yo, we can't talk shit about Kobe Covington anymore?
I remember.
That was short lived. That was short lived.
Tremendous.
Just because the
That's
guy
awesome.
is just doing. He's
It's
another
because
one.
it's
He's doing
because
more.
fuck that guy. That's why.
He's
Because
doing
a
more bitching
fool.
on Twitter than anything. He's not signing the fight. You're not getting Tyron Woodley right now.
Yeah,
so,
nor do you even close to deserve him. Sorry. No. Nice win. Beat Maya. That was a nice win. There's a lot of guys that got resumes in your division, bro. A lot of fucking guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Usman fight
you're
would
one of them.
actually
You're
make
building
sense.
it. You know, I'm
You
not
sounded
knocking it,
like
I said.
Tyron Woodley's auntie there, though, for a second. I hate to say it. You don't deserve him. You don't fucking deserve him. Tyron, my Tyron. Like, that was so emphatic, Chris.
But am I wrong?
No,
wrong?
you're right.
No.
Here's the thing. You're 100% accurate, but I could just picture you with like an Aunt Jemima headscarf, being like, "You don't deserve my time."
You could picture it. Woo.
Yeah.
That's what dreams are made of.
You can butter my bread. There you go.
Yeah, so that's the fight that they need to make is Usman against Covington for sure.
I hope so.
You know, and the bullshit. That's what I think.
Hope they both kill each other during the fight, so we don't have to hear from either of them post fight.
Wow.
You
The
know?
hate for fucking Kamaru Usman, it's just wrong.
Yo.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong. Yeah.
Unwarranted hate.
Nah.
And I don't
Not impressed.
appreciate it, sir.
Oh, man.
Well.
Wait, Tommy, you're an Usman fan?
I'm a fan of most wrestlers.
Well, I guess it's fuck Cameron Usman, man, isn't it?
Wow. Holy shit. Going in.
No.
Way to go.
No, I wanted to tell you, last week, I actually think Weidman deserves a title shot. I do. Like, he's the only guy in the top 5 coming off a win, and the other guys are all pieces of shit or, you know, like who? Rockhold, who, you know, could you make the case for a guy like Kelvin, who Weidman beat? No, you can't. You know, like who else at this point? Is it nobody?
Well, see, the problem is nobody knows how long it's actually going to take for
so maybe another guy materializes
for what's his name
in the
to come
meantime?
back.
Maybe another guy materializes. If I was Weidman, I would fight somebody else, not named Luke Rockhold, and you know, build my resume a little bit and definitely get that fight.
The shit part to it is, you know, a wrench really got thrown in because Romero missed weight coming into that fight, so there is no
thanks
interim
fucking
chance.
God, because nobody wants to see Romero fucking get beat by Whitaker again anyway.
Yeah, no, I get that, but what I mean by the wrench is like that was supposed to be for the interim belt, so there is no interim champ now. But how do you not give Romero the shot at Whitaker?
Because he didn't make weight, bro. Because he did not fucking make weight. It's that
so then
simple.
they'd have
if he
to.
made
So
weight,
then they'd
if
have
he
to.
made weight, he loses that fight. That's why.
So then it would have to be. It would have to be Weidman against Romero again for an interim belt, and Romero would have to make weight.
Fine. Deal. Perfect. Deal. Weidman was cruising in that fight, I thought.
He was. But like Eddie, when Eddie
I wouldn't
Gordon
say
came
cruising,
on,
but he was winning. I think he was
no,
winning.
he was winning. He was taking him down. He was keeping him there. He was beating him on the feet. Like I was saying, when Eddie Gordon came on, he said Chris did something that he never does, and he shot for the back leg. And that's what. I'm so sick of getting in these arguments with people online. I really shouldn't do it, but because it's a Sarah BJJ guy, I'm going to cape up for him. They sit there and talk about, he's on a 4-fight skid. He was winning all 4 of those fights. It wasn't that he was losing. He was winning all of those fights. He was winning the fight against Rockhold and went for a spinning wheel kick, which he never does, and he was never able to regroup from that. He was beating Rockhold, shot for the back leg, and ended up eating a knee. I mean, shit like that happens. And then he had the loss to Mousasi, which is a fight that he was winning. And with the illegal knee, somebody could sit there and say he was trying to he was looking for a way out. It's a joke.
I know that usually I'm the one that you're having to maybe even argue with, but it's not even like I'm just proving a point to you that I'm not even a hater on Weidman. When I call it like I feel, like I didn't think Weidman was in position to be talking like he was talking. Now he is. So I'll fucking stand behind what he's saying now. That's just it. It's just what it comes down to for me. I like Weidman. I just don't like you.
It's also one of those, well, what else is there moments? I mean, do you throw Jacare's name into the mix? I mean, he's had 1 win.
That's the only one that you could actually make a case for.
But he's had 1 win since signing that new contract.
That's my point. And it's not even like a great case, but Jacare, name value and like, a legit contender. Like he could beat any guy in the division on any night. And Weidman can as well.
I could see them doing Weidman, Jacare, and keeping Romero on ice until
fuck Romero, by the way. Fuck Romero. Why should he get anything? He shouldn't get another chance at the interim belt, even coming off the win. Because like I said, bro, if he lost 3 more pounds, he would not have been in shape to fucking knock anybody out. Like that's a lot. Like think about that. He had more gas than I've ever seen him have because he didn't make weight.
Finish him.
Yeah, you're. I mean, I don't know. Again, this is the UFC making the decision.
I would not be
always. It's not always the right decision.
If I was Rockhold, I would be so pissed.
What Rockhold? What?
Should be pissed. I mean, he took the fight because that's what you do. But like, fuck that, because Romero, I don't think would have been the same fighter if he made weight, and I think that's. I don't think.
But how many times? How many times have we seen that work the opposite way? The guy doesn't make weight and he loses. How many times have we seen that?
Yeah, Pettis. But here's the thing: they try. They exhaust themselves to the point where they can't lose another pound. I don't think Romero did that. I just think he does. He just was like, all right, I'm probably not going to make it, so he stopped giving a fuck, and he was like, I'm not going to be tired.
It was kind of short notice because he was in camp for another fight that was like a month away. So I can't fully 100% like. It's one of those weird things. You know what I mean? Should he get the shot?
Then he shouldn't have taken the fight.
Well, you're not going to say no to an interim fucking.
But he ultimately did anyway because he didn't make weight.
Not to mention, I think he wanted to knock Luke Rockhold the fuck out anyway because Luke Rockhold talks shit about everybody but himself. So, I don't fault him for taking the fight, but. I mean, it does suck that he missed weight, but I don't think the UFC is going to look past that. I think they're going to fucking give him the shot if Whittaker can come back early enough. Or, like we said, if Weidman fights Jacare and Weidman beats Jacare, do they make Romero Weidman for the interim belt? I could see them going that route. Because we're talking about Whittaker, a guy whose insides are being eaten by staph infection.
I just don't think that anybody deserves 3 cracks at an interim belt. Because he had a crack with Whittaker, then he got a crack with Rockhold. Now he's going to get another 3rd interim title shot. Why? He lost one.
Because it's the UFC.
Missed weight. Because he lost one, missed weight, another one, and like no. I'm sorry. I mean, you understand where I'm coming from. I know you do. So it's like
of course I do.
UFC does
of
stuff.
Of course I do. But this is the UFC that we're talking about here. They don't do things that make sense.
Yeah.
Well, no, they do things that make sense. CENTS. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got him.
So who the hell knows? I do agree with you. I would love to see Chris get another crack at getting his belt back, 100%. I think he deserves it. He's taken a lot of shit in stride. They're almost making him like the face of the organization on these Fox cards with the analyst work and stuff like that. So they're keeping his face out there for relevancy purposes. So maybe we will see something. I like the way you were going with that, though, Chris. I got to give you props for that. Long distance pound. Got to give you props for that.
Word. Don't get used to it.
I know.
Them long distance pounds.
We do got an event on the 24th. The last fight night before the big pay-per-view in March, which should be a fucking fight night, but we'll get into that when that comes closer to fruition. Josh Emmett against Jeremy Stevens for the coveted loser goes home match, hopefully.
No way.
So we'll be looking forward to that. Hopefully that's another exciting fight night. There's some pretty big names on that. So we will look forward to talking with you guys about that next week. Who knows? Maybe we can even do a video in the middle of the week beforehand if you guys are available. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah, I'm down.
Omar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Omar
We'll
that was an emphatic I'm down.
Yeah. We'll grace the YouTube live presence.
We'll pencil Omar in. We'll pencil Omar in.
Yeah.
Fair?
Thanks, man.
That's a fair one. Yeah.
So listen, we're going to close this one out, guys. We went a little bit over, but we covered some really good stuff this week. Stuff that needed to be covered, and I'm glad we were able to cover it. We don't have a guest lined up for next week. If we have one, we have one. If we don't, we'll be talking about the fight night event, the results and what's next for most of these opponents. So for our sponsors, 80K Fightwear, Black Hole Jiu-Jitsu, Madama Jiu-Jitsu, 2 Minute Warning Sports 360, I am the Reverend Tommy D. With my buddies, El Profesor, Omar Sangarima, and the Happy Casual Chris Gucci. We are Pride Rules Podcast. Good night.
We are. I'm just going to say that, Tommy, you're throwing that word buddy around way too loose. We are not buddies, my friend.
Oh, I'm throwing that word around
No.
with you like you're women, nice and loose.
Oh, man.